Have you ever looked on Steam and checked that list of achievements you have for a game? Have you ever wondered how long it would take for you to get that one hard to get achievement? What about every single achievement for a game? Obtaining absolute perfection on any game is a feat not many can say that they have. I, together with Soup,
Hello, I am Soup.
are going to be attempting this feat of gaming greatness. And not just with any game. Oh no, we are going to be getting in this series every single achievement in Dead by Daylight on a fresh account. Some rules and knowledge before the video starts. Firstly, we will not be playing killer until we both have all of the survivor achievements. Secondly, due to the way we recorded quite a bit of these first recordings, the audio will only be from my perspective. This means that sometimes the game audio will not line up with what is on screen. One last side note, we started filming this series all the way back in November of 2022. In the description of each video, I will put what chapter the matches are on, as well as a link to our custom-made Google Sheets containing all of the up-to-date information about our progress into the challenge. Loading into our first match, we see that a frightful flan was brought by the killer. Free blood points. Once we get into the game, I do my good luck spins, and then hop on a gen with Soup.
But that didn't last long, as the killer turns out to want to interrupt our repairing pretty fast.
Thinking that the artist was chasing Soup, I went back to the gen, but unfortunately for me, she had other plans. I tried to lead her away from the shack so that the gen could be worked on until I went down.
After he was hooked, I was blocked from doing more of the gen for a few seconds until Dead Man Switch wore off.
After a bit of time, the young Jin saved me from the certain death of the hook, and we healed up before returning to shack,
where we immediately got hit by another wave of attacks from the killer.
DMS hit us again, and I tried to hide using it, but to no avail, as I was found and slapped for my crimes against generator kind.
I didn't really want to be part of this shack attack anymore, so instead I went to go rescue someone from the basement while they sorted themselves out. No, Kate, come back! I can heal you with my special powers!
The artist was still hanging around, and that ended in me getting DMS yet again, which then led to me trading my life for the hook.
Kate finally trusted that I had healing powers, and we quickly ran to help out our friends in need. At least you don't run away from my witchcraft like the Kate.
We found ourselves once again at Shack's gen, but this time, we weren't going to be giving this up until we got it completed.
Don't ask how the rest of the team's doing though. They didn't get the shack party memo.
After doing our very first gen on these fresh accounts, things weren't looking too hot.
We both unhooked our teammates, but I was the one who had to pay the price. In the depth of the basement.
Trying to take the attention off the basement so someone could get the save, I accidentally jumped straight onto the young Jin. Sorry, Miss Lee.
Kate repaid the favor from earlier. However, it seemed like she didn't have the same healing powers as me. Luckily, I have a medkit.
Since it's already kinda determined that we weren't gonna be escaping, I decided to go for some achievement progress.
Right after I had healed myself up, she found me, and I led the chase right into Trevin. Here, I have a present!
She didn't see me straight away, but my loud moans gave me away and our first death occurred. Luckily, this isn't hardcore survivor.
Kate finally tried to figure out those healing powers, but the others caught on, and ended my time in the game soon after.
Surprisingly, the second game also gave us a frightful flan. Lots of 6th anniversary players on today.
This time, I spawned next to a Leon, who instantly disconnected from the game, making this game infinitely harder than it should be.
I worked on a gen for a few seconds, but a certain pig had other plans. I spun her, but ended up getting hit. After the Nia looped in the shack for a bit, I had to leave my gen and take over the chase.
Sneakily dodging both Trevin and the killer, I heroically saved the other Nia.
And in that time, I got my first down to the pig. She even gave me a cool hat for my performance.
I was getting jealous of both of their hats, but I knew teamwork comes first, so I went for the unhook after the pig found us.
As thanks for the save, I allowed Soup to get a hat of her own before pretending like I had a flashlight. Pew pew!
Realizing I might be playing with a troll, I reluctantly let him save me before staring at the pig. I think my healing powers have turned her good, as she let me heal the Nia from the ground and even helped her take her hat off.
Feeling betrayed, I hurriedly tried every box to get the reverse bear trap off. I thought I was dead. Until the last box I checked finally got it off. The Nia brought Circle of Healing, so we all healed at her boom before going to a gen together.
I led us all to a gen where the pig was nearby, knowing that she would be friendly
But
to me.
she had other plans for me. I was immediately targeted for an attack and had to lead her on yet another chase before going down, obtaining yet another hat, and getting stabbed by a hook.
I do feel like that hook might have been on me. However, I can't leave the gen now. Not when it's so good. Oh, what now?
And that ends my second game, with yet another death. See a theme yet?
After Trevin's death, not much happened. The pig loved us Nias, so she let us do the rest of the gens. I hit her in the head a few times and left. First adept for me.
After that crushing loss, I spawned in for the third time with Ace. Maybe this time I'll actually escape?
We both spawned next to a gen, so we quickly got it done with my Prove Thyself, before running to find a new gen.
First though, I disable a trap that could have been problematic, and good thing too because the trapper was onto our games shortly after. I looped him for a while, and disabled that same trap before just abandoning our gen for now, and getting on a different one.
I found a pink glyph for my challenge while Trevin was off helping the team. I can't be the solo team carry here.
Oh come on Trapper, I know you want my fedora but you can't have it. Yeah, I ended up going down for my crimes against the Trapping King. But luckily this team is on point.
I was not about to trade hooks for Trevin, so I hid and healed myself with my medicine.
After a few missed hits, I evaded the Trapper just in time for them to finish the last gen.
Time to sit here and assure the gates are open. Oh.
Luckily, the Meg brought a team map for us to see the locations of totems, so I could run right over and cleanse Noed. And the Trapper found me. Well, that was short-lived.
This wasn't going to be how the match went though, not on my watch. I made it my mission to get Trevin out of this match, no matter what.
And she did. First adept achieved.
And second one for me.
Knowing that the games were just going to get harder from here, I decided to play David. So for this game, I'm going to lower the volume to save your ears from the moans.
We all got on a gen, and then we watched as Trevin got absolutely destroyed by the Cenobite. Luckily I'm just a pally god and brought him back to health. Well, kinda.
As thanks for getting me off the killer's shoulder, I watched as she was brutally murdered and then ran away.
Wow, thanks. After Jane unhooked me, I found a hex and cleansed it, as otherwise I wouldn't hear the killer's terror radius.
And I got chained, slain, and had to explain why I led Pinhead to the healing party. I swear, I didn't mean to.
Luckily, my arms were immune to the chains, so I helped him off Chris. He still went down.
This diversion didn't last long, as soon after I was downed helping Chris off. Jane decided to try and sabotage, but failed.
With Chris going down, that was our last chance of surviving. And as we watched as our lives slowly sap away, we reflected on our choices and thought of playing our next game.
I was distracted for the start of the next game and did not see Soup booped me.
Good thing too, because I think I picked his nose. I went down to the basement to get some progress on milk and cookies, while Trevin went to go do a gen with Dwight.
But that didn't last long, as the Wraith found us and got the Dwight. Luckily, he didn't check for a loud no-mither player.
I tried to take hits for our fallen soldiers, and it worked! They were able to run away from the killer. I was proud of this long chase, until he caught up and I was grabbed from the pallet.
Not to worry though, as my apparently silent David was able to hide and rescue.
Until I ran straight into the killer.
But the Wraith left her on the ground, and with We're Gonna Live Forever, I was able to speedily heal little Jakey back up.
We went to the corner to heal.
And while she used the rest of her medkit, I cleansed the totem before we ran over to the hooked Dwight and did a group heal.
Sabotage!
Well, except for me. No heals for me. After the heals, we thought we would never see each other again, running our separate ways on separate gens.
Oh hey, funny seeing you here.
I stayed on the gen because we really needed to get some progress done.
Well, I went for the unhook. Leon, no! Wait, I can heal, come back!
The Wraith saw us on the gen and decided I was a better target, and he was faster than I thought, so I got hooked.
And right next to where I was healing. How rude. I got the unhook after the glorious loop instead.
Taking a hit to prevent a death, but it still occurred. Not much one hit can do to stop it.
We tried as hard as we could to finish this gen, but it was a lost game. After a while, I went down.
And I, thinking I wasn't in sight, soon followed, leading to an escape rate of 20% for me so far.
And 40% for me.
By the end of our first 5 matches, things weren't looking too hot. With just 3 escapes between the two of us, we were feeling pretty down. All of that will change in the coming matches, however, but that will have to wait until the next episode.